spinning. All right, hi, we are live. Thank you for joining us. You're tuning into the Certification, Education, Fast Track Your Career webinar. My name is Jennifer Manzanares. I am one of the college and career counselors with Futureology, which is part of the Capistrano Unified School District. And I'm excited that you all are tuning in today. As for my guest speakers, can you all just give us a quick thumbs up to show that you all can hear us and see us and we're good to go? Awesome, great, thank you. And I also want to let our guests joining us online that I do have Naomi, which is our other college and career counselor, joining us. So if you have any troubleshooting issues, please feel free to chat in the box if you need any help throughout the webinar. If you can't see us or hear us, she'll be helping us out with that, okay? And before we begin, I do want to also go ahead and let you know that on your right-hand side, there's a chat box where you can ask questions, and there will also be an opportunity for questions at the end of the webinar. So for those of you joining us, would you please go ahead and type in your chat box your grade and what school you're from, so we can kind of get a sense of where everybody's coming from tonight. Okay, I see 22 people online. If anybody wants to share, if y'all are shy, that's okay too. Okay, hi, Tina joining us. Roan, Betsy. We have someone from Dana Hills, D-Jams. Corey from Tesoro, hi. How's it going, Blake? Great, I'm so happy to see that there's a mix of students from middle school and high school students joining us. I'm glad you all are here. Awesome, so we've got a few people on here tonight, 23 so far. This is great. Now, before we begin the webinar, I do want to kind of go ahead and introduce to you what our program is. For those of you that are not familiar with Futureology, our program is a free college and career counseling program with Capistrano Unified School District. We offer workshops, presentations, one-on-one appointments, webinars. Our appointments are limited to current high school students. However, if you're in middle school, we encourage you to check out our website for information regarding our big events like our college fair. Look at our webinar locker. We have a lot of great webinars you can start looking at to kind of get ahead of the game. Our appointments are located in the mall. So that's a very unique characteristic of our program. And it is by appointment that you need to register in order to see us. And we go over a variety of different topics based on whatever it is that you need more support with, okay? Also, on the right-hand side, I did leave a little sticky note there so you can see, again, if you have any questions or if you want to go to our website, the link is there as well. Oh, okay. And all right, so now we're going to go ahead and move on. And we're going to do a quick little activity. So there are 9 different community colleges in Orange County. So can you all try to guess some of the, oh, that's strange. Well, okay. Sorry, this slide was supposed to have the logos of the community colleges without the names on it, but it appears that the names are on there. So as you can see, the point of the activity was for you to start to become aware of some of the community colleges available to you all. So there's IVC, Golden West, Fullerton College. There's a lot of different community colleges. Fortunately for us, we have 2 representatives from 2 different community colleges that will be joining us tonight to give you some more information and learn more about the career pathways available and great opportunities happening on their campuses. So for tonight, we will share some of the in-demand fields based on the current labor market, what employers are looking for, the benefits of exploring career education, and hear about local programs that offer unique opportunities for you as you prepare for a career. Towards the end of the webinar tonight, one of our guest speakers will show you a website that will allow you to search for different programs in community colleges across California and some great tips and tools. Now, as you can see, I'm not the only one here. These friendly faces are my guest presenters, so please allow me to introduce them. Our first speaker tonight is one of my former school counseling professors from Cal State Long Beach, Bob Tyra. Bob is a member of the California School Counseling Hall of Fame, and pretty cool fun fact, has completed a 200-mile bike ride in one day. Pretty awesome, Bob. Bob is also a contract consultant for the Los Angeles County Office of Education, and his favorite part of his career is the opportunity to create. Can you say hi to everyone, Bob?
Hello, everybody.
Great. Our second guest speaker tonight is Jordan Clark, who is an outreach specialist with the Career Education and Career Services Department at Orange Coast College. The best part of her job is that she gets to help people find careers that allow them to put their passions into paychecks. Can you wave to everyone? Hi, Jordan. And last but not least, our third guest speaker joining us tonight is Carrie Irwin. She is the Assistant Dean of Career Technical Education at Saddleback College. Carrie is excited to share with us that Saddleback has over 100 career pathways to best help students find their calling. As a community college alum, Carrie is grateful for her educational experiences and happy that her first career after college allowed her to travel around the world. Can you say hi to everyone, Carrie? Nice to see you all. I'm glad you all are joining us. And so again, on behalf of CUSD and Futureology, I want to go ahead and thank you all again for joining us tonight to talk to our students. Now, as an educator with over 10 years experience working with students in Los Angeles and Orange County from K through 12, I like to remind students that the more you learn, the more you earn. Education is a source of empowerment, and it is possible that you all have been constantly told that the four-year college path is the only way to go in order to be successful. However, that is no longer the case. According to Pathways to Prosperity, a report by Harvard University, the demand for a bachelor's degree, or a four-year degree, is not what you may have thought when it comes to gaining employment. In this new economy, a university degree is no longer the guaranteed path to economic success as it was for previous generations. And even if a student does earn a bachelor's degree, that education may not be enough. In today's highly technical and knowledge-based economy, having hands-on skills and perfecting what they're good at can be more valuable than getting a degree in something simply to get one. So now when you hear, the more you learn, the more you earn, keep in mind that it is no longer limited to a four-year university education. So to be successful in today's economy, it is important to learn about the current labor market and where you fit in. When researching potential career paths, it is important to complete self-assessments to see where your talents, personality type, and skills align with jobs. In addition to this, you should also consider researching which careers are in high demand. According to Dr. Kevin Fleming, producer of the animation Success in the New Economy and author of bestseller Redefining the Goal, the true ratio of economy is 1:7, which means that for every occupation that requires a master's degree or more, 2 professional jobs require a university degree, and over a half dozen jobs require a 1-year certificate or 2-year degree. In addition, each of these technicians are in very high-skilled areas that are in great demand. Now, you may be thinking, okay, well, what does this mean for me as a high school or middle school student? Well, as a student, it is important to be aware of the options you have after high school, because in 2020, 65% of jobs will require education past high school. And depending on your career interests, this may lead you towards pursuing a certificate or career education at a community college or attaining a bachelor's degree. Looking ahead through 2024, the fastest growing occupations in Orange County include a mix of computer and information technology, professional and business services, and health occupations. So this is a great time to explore opportunities in those fields, especially if they align with your interests. Not only is it great to start understanding what your skills and interests are, it is also smart to understand what employers are looking for. In the 21st century, human resource professionals are trained to no longer look for just diplomas. They're looking for skills. They want to ensure that the applicant has the technical skills to hit the ground running. According to the 2013 Gallup Lumina poll report on higher education, when hiring, business leaders say candidates' knowledge and applied skills in a specific field are more important factors than where the candidate went to school or what their college major was. And now that you have an understanding of what fields are in demand and what employers are looking for, you may be wondering, what are my options? Career technical education, also known as CTE, is a great option, which can either lead you down a path to complete a certificate or associate's degree. Now, some of you may be wondering, well, what exactly is career technical education and why is it a good option? Here to tell us more about CTE is Bob Tyra.
Well, thank you, Jennifer. If you see what we have there, it's called a CTE brief, and there's going to be 5 of these coming out in the next couple of months. This first one is what is CTE. The next one is going to be what is apprenticeship, coming out at the end of February. What are career pathways is another one. What is dual credit and articulation? And the last one I think is, I can't recall right now, but there's 5 of these that are coming out. And what we're trying to help young people do learn is what is CTE. So you can read the description there, and they're often in your career and pathway and magnet programs. And then there's a video there. Now, I don't know that I can get actually into this, but I think, Jennifer, if you're able to put this up as a link for later on, they're going to be able to go through this. Will they have access to this link later on?
Yes, I will be sending a follow-up email that will include a lot of great links. So don't worry, I can include this.
That's what I want to do. So let me just say a few things about CTE. A lot of people have this idea that a career technical education is for dummies. That's just the plain out facts. You know, people think that people who work in career technical education jobs that are, how should I put it, less than a bachelor's degree. Well, they're good with their hands, but they're not very smart. And I would say to you, you should be very careful about those assumptions, because there's a lot of very, very, very smart people who are working in CTE. And the one example I'm going to give you is a young lady named Diana Limon. And Diana started out as a secretary in a school district. She went on to become an electrician. She did the electrician course. She was, I believe, 1% of the 99% of electricians that got hired, that were finished with the apprenticeship. She graduated number 1 in her class, went on to be a teacher, went on to learn some more administration, went on to get her master's degree in public administration. She now runs the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers facility in Los Angeles. So a lot of times we say it doesn't matter where you start, it kind of matters where you finish. And career tech has that kind of great thing about it, that when you're in career tech, it's not that you're going to be all your life working in this, and you may find great satisfaction, but it also leads to a lot of great other things, just like Diana Limon. I think one of the other things that I saw you talk about, you asked me to address, Jennifer, was something about CTE skills pay college bills. Mm-hmm. So one of the things that I worked for a long time in what was called the Regional Occupational Program. And we had a thing where we told students, if you get some technical skills, if you learn how to be a dental assistant or retail pharmacy assistant, if you learn how to do some culinary things that are a little bit better than average, there's these jobs pay better than minimum wage. And it's probably, I would say probably 75% of college students work their way through college. And a lot of them, they do okay. They deliver pizzas and they do things that they have to do, to get through college. But CTE skills usually pay more when you're able to show that you have a certificate and that you've learned something new in terms of being on a job. That could be a real big plus. So I would say to you if you're thinking about CTE, it's not that you're going to do it for the rest of your life, and it may be that you do it for the rest of your life. But your big part of this is that you'll be making more money while you are going to school and while you're getting ready to come out of college. And I guess I want to leave it pretty much to the other 2 presenters, and they have excellent backgrounds, and they're your regional contacts. And I'll just, for a point of interest, my wife is the Mount San Antonio College project director for articulation. So we have CTE very, very deep in our blood, and we really love the students who go through CTE.
Great, thank you. And then I have another slide for you that you also gave
Okay.
us.
So when people talk about certificates, here's this idea: there's a certificate, there's certification, there's the degree, and then there's a license. So these are different ways that people can get these different types of certificates. And so if you take a look at certificate, there's the standard ones like ServSafe, which you can't get a job in a restaurant pretty much without that. Manufacturing certificate in business administration, which I believe your community colleges in Orange County are very good at helping students attain. And then there are certifications. There's welders, logistics technician. By the way, logistics people are the people who are doing a lot of the stuff that you're seeing in warehousing right now. And it's a very, very big industry right now. And I do know that there are logistics technicians that are making more than $100,000 a year. It is also a 24/7 industry, and it's worldwide. So that's another thing that you can think about as well, what's going on. Information systems, that would be cybersecurity and some of those type of certificates. And then you look at degree, you can see Bachelor of Science, Master, Doctor of Engineering, and those are there. And then there's licenses, and those are registered nurse, cosmetologist, and master plumber. I want to go back just real briefly to my story about CTE skills paying college bills. I was working in a program, and I had two young ladies who I met who were in cosmetology school, who were there because we put them in there through the regional occupational program. And they were doing a 350-hour manicurist course. And I said to them, well, what is your goal? Or what are you doing? She said, well, we're already accepted into Cal Poly Pomona, which is a 4-year degree. I said, what are you going to be studying? They said, engineering. And I said, really? I said, now that's really interesting. Why are you taking manicuring the summer before you go on to the 4-year degree program? They go, well, we just figure we're going to work our way through college being manicurists, and we're going to be in the dorms, and we just figured that's how we're going to be able to pay our way through college. And I thought it was pretty brilliant on their part that they had figured out something that could pay, something they like doing, and they said, I don't have to do this for the rest of my life, but it's going to really help me pay the bills, and it's something I could always fall back on. So I want to give you that story simply because some of you may have that kind of a passion for something that, people say, don't do that, it's not going to make you any money, or things of that nature. Well, not necessarily. And by the way, it doesn't have to be the end all and be all. You can use that to help yourself get someplace else. And I want to leave some time, of course, to your other two speakers. I hope that gives you enough, Jen.
No, that's great. Thank you. Thank you for your insight. And so maybe even starting us off before we break into the local program spotlight, if maybe Jordan or Carrie would like to share with everyone, how would you recommend a student explore or go into the process of trying to pursue a certificate at a community college? What would you say would be their first steps?
I don't want to jump over her.
Go ahead.
At Orange Coast College, the best way to explore certificate programs is to first meet with a counselor to better identify what your interests are, what you like doing, what you're skilled at. I'm not good at math or science, but I love talking to people, so I definitely went the humanities route. And then lastly, to figure out what you value: indoor, outdoor, 8 to 5, overnight hours, health things. So after you meet with the counselor, the next step you want to do is to explore our career education website, which I will review to you all when it's my turn. But next, you want to go through the schools and look at your different programs. What's different between Golden West Cosmetology and Mount Set Cosmetology, and how far is it? Where do I want to live? Where do I think I'll be working when I'm in college? Excuse me. So really trying to figure out, well, first, what do I want to do? And then 2, who has that program? And then meet with that counselor. At Orange Coast College, we have counselors specific to a series of our certificate programs. So you're indefinite to have at least 2 different counselors that are specialized in being able to help students explore digital media, art and design, or architecture and engineering. So those would be my 3 steps to help students explore certificate programs at Orange Coast College.
Awesome, thank you.
And I'd love to give some tips to our high school and middle school students who are on today's webinar. So while you're in high school, a couple of additional tips that I would recommend to start the career exploration process is one, to look at your College and Career Advantage program offered through your school district. They offer a variety of career exploration opportunities. So that's formerly the ROPs, which is now CCA. So there's a couple of acronyms that you can write down and check out later, especially while you're working with your career centers. Through Saddleback College, we're located in Mission Viejo, right inside the Capital Unified School District area. And we offer a Counseling 100 class, which is a college and career planning course that you can take while you're in high school to really go through an exploration process to find out where your areas of interest lie, where your passions might be pulling you towards, and help with a plan to transition you from high school to college. And Jennifer, did you want me to show the Career Cafe website now or a little bit later?
You can show it now or later. I have it in the deck, so it's up to you.
So with this question, it might be a good opportunity to look at a resource or a tool available for middle school, high school, and even college students that might be on the phone. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my screen share on.
Perfect.
And as I'm navigating there, just want to let you know the site that I pulled up is a free site funded through the Orange County Community Colleges. So Jennifer mentioned there's 9 of us in Orange County, so residents have plenty of great options of rigorous programs at their local community college. This site that I just pulled up is the Orange County Career Cafe, and it's a really fun tool to explore and experience different career paths. So you can see the website here. You can grab a pen, a piece of paper, jot down occareercafe.com, or pick up your phone if you have it real quick, take a quick snapshot of the screen so you can reference that later. But I'll just show a little bit of some of the tools that you can view. You can look at programs that are available through your community colleges. You can look at guided pathways to help you in your career search. There's also a list of associations and resources, so if you're interested in engaging more with different industries and fields. I'm going to scroll back up to the top because what I want to make sure that you notice before going into this site on your own, there's an opportunity to explore so you can get started. And for those of you that haven't got a clue where to start or what areas, career fields you might be interested, you can click this blue box and it's going to take you through an experience to try and help narrow down some of your interests. You'll see the green box here in the middle is a good place to start for those of you that might have an idea of where you would like to study or areas that your skills and abilities might be stronger in. And there's going to be some of you who know exactly what you would like to do, and that's the yellow box that you can start exploring. So it's a really great website that helps you drill down to not only your interest area and career pathways, but you can also find the specific programs offered at your local community college that will prepare you for those careers.
Great. Thank you for sharing that. That's a really great tool. Definitely highly encouraging. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
So great tool to use. I definitely recommend for everyone to check that out after the presentation. And now let's see, I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint.
Jen, can I just say one quick thing about Career Cafe?
Yeah, go ahead.
That is absolutely one of the best sites that's ever put out there. I've always been super impressed with the work that Rita Jones did with that and all the people around that and how they brought that together. And I want to encourage students to go in and take a look at the professional associations. It is absolutely crazy how many different professional associations are and how many of them like to have students come on and take a look, and you can find a mentor there, and you can see all types of things that are really super interesting. My favorite on there is there's one association for professional celebrity assistant.
Wow, that's unique.
There's one, it is unique, and that is, and by the way, you have to already have a job in that one, so they don't take student members and stuff like that. But if you just read what the requirements of that job are, one of the things that they said, and on the website, and it's kind of funny, but they say one of the requirements we have for you in terms of knowing what we're about is you have to watch the movie The Devil Wears Prada.
My favorite movie.
They said, and they put in, and like, then they underline it. We really mean it. So, if you want to have some unique types of jobs, there's incredibly unique associations, unique jobs. There's Filipino architects, there's Hispanic engineers, there's African American architects. I mean, there's all these really different, and they're broken out by different segments of populations, ethnicities, whatever. It's just really kind of just fun to go through there and see what people do. And if you do something with that, that's one of my favorite spots. I really like it. Well done.
Awesome. Great. Thank you. Thank you for your insight. We're going to go ahead and turn it over to Jordan now. We're going to do our local program spotlight. So, Jordan, I wasn't able to include your slides, so by all means, you can take over the screen now, okay?
Okay, I am doing that right now. Let me get out of this page because that looks weird. I was looking at your thing. Okay. If this looks, yes, it looks weird from your guys' view. Okay. Okay, everyone. Hello. I can't see anything, so it's like I'm talking to myself. Hello, everyone. My name is Jordan Clark. I'm the outreach specialist for career education and career services at Orange Coast College. In my job, it is my job to help students explore their career options at Orange Coast College. So I help students better understand the 46 different certificate and degree options that Orange Coast College provides. And I also help students by facilitating and coordinating campus tours. If you are looking just at OCC in general, or if you're looking specifically at our technology, certificate, or degree programs, I assist students in coordinating those. Excuse me. I also assist with doing our annual career fair. So for the community and for our students, we have about 80 different employers that come. A lot of them are certificate programs because that is who pays for the career services. Who pays for career fair is career education. So a lot of our students are in manufacturing or in education or general part-time jobs in retail, but you can get credit for that, and we'll talk about that later. So that is my role in career education. So if you have any questions about certificate programs or OCC in general, Jennifer will be sending you these slides. So my information at the very bottom, and then we'll send out the career education and career services links and websites. So what I'm going to do is kind of review Orange Coast College's career education website, which is brand new. So this is a beta version. So you're the second group in the entire world to see this website, and I'm very excited. It should be launched in the next 2 or so weeks. So the way we coordinated our new website to help students explore their careers is by divvying them up into career and program clusters. So at Orange Coast College, our 46 career programs can be divided into 13 career clusters, which basically are like-minded jobs or a field of work in an industry sector. So when you go to our new website, you'll be able to scroll down and click on the Explore Programs page to be able to see all the types of programs that we have in these different clusters. And what I would like to highlight, one of them is our health sciences. Orange Coast College has, is this loading as quickly as I'm clicking?
Yeah, it looks like it's pretty smooth.
Yeah.
And one thing I wanted to point out at the very least is Orange Coast College has 11 different types of health career programs at OCC. So whether you're looking to be in scrubs, or you're looking to be a fitness instructor or a yoga instructor, or work at a school helping students with speech language disorders. So if you have a lisp or you had a stroke, so part of when I speak, part of my mouth doesn't talk. If I wanted to correct that, or doesn't move, if I wanted to correct that, I would go see a speech language pathologist. So back to my slide. So here's just a screenshot of what that main page looks like. And I'm only going to talk about two of our programs specifically. I'm going to take you back to the website. No. Okay. So if you're exploring careers, you can look down and scroll through our career and program clusters. And then look down to see what I also want to say on our website is that if you click on explore careers, so this will be my into a website that I use, we link from our website to California Career Zone, which I've noticed a lot of high schools and middle schools aren't using as often. I think it's getting into that push, but I like to use this website because it's specific to California. So California Cafe is specific to Orange County, but California Career Zone is specific to the state as a whole. And what I like to have students do is when we link to these pages, and I'm going to take you here, first click on California Career Zone. This is the page that you go to so you can discover possibilities or jump straight to industry sectors, which are our career clusters. The terms will change. Or Explore Career Hub, which are jobs. When you click on Explore Industry Sector, you are which are the career clusters that just was talked about on our website. So it looks similar in that it lists that. But if you click on one, for example, the arts, media, and entertainment, when you click on that page, it'll give you a list of occupations. And my favorite part is that in this section here, the preparation section, this is your job zone. So if you hover over this here, it'll tell you how many years or what type of certificate or degree you need. So Orange Coast College is a level 3, Saddleback is also level 3, and Bob mentioned earlier, Mount SAC, all level 3s, meaning these are programs that take 2 years or less to prepare you to start working in a field immediately. If it's a level 4, that means you'll be looking at a bachelor's degree, which essentially means that you are looking for more education. And you want to take longer to begin your career. If you were looking to start a career and get into it now, like I was when I started school, then the level 3 job zones are what you're looking for. And what I also like is on this right-hand side over here, it'll give you the median salary range for the state after you've completed a certificate program, so just 2 years. After you've completed that program, there's a 3-year salary median range. And what I think is really cool, one example in California, film and video editors with just a certificate, their median range is $109,000. It's definitely making me want to consider a little bit.
Career change.
Very quickly because it takes 2 years or less. I did 6 years of school and I do not make that much money. So this is a really good resource if you were like, okay, well, let me see what 4 years looks like versus 3 years, or what's 5 years of my graduate degree. So on this page, you'll be able to see a series of different options and very quickly. And then when you do click on the page, it'll give you, like I said, the average salary. So what you'll need in 3 years after just having your certificate, annual openings, and then what that person does. There's a short description, and then there it goes in detail, lots of detail, the skills that you need, things you'll be able to do if you're interested. Then it gives you similar occupations if you want to expound on that. So I just wanted to highlight that website because that's one where our website links to often. Okay. And then let me go back to our PowerPoint. So I'm only going to talk about 2 of our clusters and then some programs in there. So on our website, I highlighted our engineering and architecture program because that's one of my favorite programs, and it's one of our largest transfer programs. So at Orange Coast College, our architectural technology program are for students that like designing, sketching, drawing, fabrication, laser printing, cutting glass. This is off someone's desk. I'm not even in my own desk, but things that you can do in architectural technology. Some of the job titles that these programs prepare you for, drafter is no longer a normal term, so they're changing into building designer or engineering assistants. And these are engineering, this is an engineer-heavy program. It means you will be doing math. You will need to be able to utilize software, AutoCAD, and all these different terms. But the pictures that I gave you here, this image right here, can you see my mouse?
Yes.
Okay. So this picture here is a 3D print of whatever this person thought up one day and they decide to design. So what a 3D printer means is that It will melt silicone or resin. We recently got a ceramic 3D, so I can make a planter. I can print the pottery and ceramic. Either way, these 3D printers, from the very bottom, very fine pieces, build from the bottom up to create this example here. What's also cool, pop sockets, those can be 3D printed. My water bottle, if I broke this handle, I can 3D print that. There are a series of things that you can do with fabrication. And what's cool at Orange Coast College is that we're the only school in the entire world, you hear that? The entire world that owns frame CAD. That is this machine here, which doesn't look as big as it should be. Picture your living room and your kitchen. Attach those two, and that is the size of this massive 3D printer. This machine will allow students and myself, because I use the FrameCAD and I am not in construction, I just like printing stuff, all types of things. This FrameCAD is going to change the way that the world is constructed. Everything is going to be built because it is a sustainable steel printer. So it uses less than 5% waste, and it prints the steel frames to a home. So you can pop it together like IKEA pieces. So in this picture back here, which is from our website, this is a wooden house outline. Oopsies. These FrameCAD will print the steel frames of this house so you can pop the pieces together. And I'll send the link to Jennifer as well. On YouTube, there is an example of them building an entire house in 48 hours in sped up time. In Westminster, the Hyatt built a 4-story hotel in 17 days.
Whoa.
Wow.
Wow.
That's what I'm looking for. See, I can't hear the students. I love that. It's an amazing option. So if you're looking into, I like to design and I like to craft, I'm a huge crafter, which is the only reason is. These are the type of programs that I want to help students explore. So that's one example of how you can build on construction, designing, creating, to build literally whatever you want. We are currently purchasing a 3D chocolate printer.
Wow, that sounds exciting to me. Where'd I get one?
We're combining with culinary arts and the makerspace, which is the program that's doing this out of architectural technology, to be able to work with culinary arts to build things. We just got a ceramic, sent in last week, a ceramic 3D printer. So because I'm the succulent maker in my building, I will be able to personalize and make my own mugs and succulent planters. Like, picture a mug that has petals on the outside. I will be building that next week. So tune in at some point to see my little mug that I'll be making.
Very cool.
These are all different examples of what fabrication looks like. So that's one of my favorite programs because of the numerous amount of programs you can go into or things that you can build. And the next program I will talk about, there we go. One of our other clusters is art, media, and entertainment. I normally ask students that I can see, how many of you have seen that movie, Ready Player One? That is a virtual reality game. And right now, Orange Coast College is one of the first schools to get a VR AR program. So people that are interested in art, media, and entertainment can go into a series of things. They're creatives, they're dancers, they're people interested in film, photography, television, gaming, UX design. All these different options are a part of art, media, and entertainment. And at Orange Coast College, we have 5 different programs that we've listed here that allow students to go into the creative science. I'll give you some examples of what is included in those programs. These 2 pictures here are virtual reality. So if you've never, first, the difference between VR and AR is the way that they're used. So virtual reality means you put on those goggles and you are creating an entire world from scratch. So if you wanted to be living in the galaxy with zombies and ferrets, because I love ferrets, that's my example for everything has a ferret in it. If you were interested in anything that, you're creating an entire new world. If you want to embed fiction into something that already exists, so the office that I'm sitting in, that is augmented reality. I could have little ferrets come up from the screen or zombies come out of the corner. That's augmented reality. At Orange Coast College, we're doing both virtual reality and augmented reality. And we just got motion capture. So if you want to put on the suit to say, this is my arm moving, so think Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Smeagol from Lord of the Rings. That is a motion picture. So someone put on a skin tight bodysuit and has little sensors everywhere that virtually displays what that animation or real picture is going to do. So with our virtual reality, we're combining with performing arts. So we're now going to have a class that will help the actors or presenters train to be motion captures. We're in California. All types of performances and film is a large thing. Virtual reality also is being used in in trainings and simulation. So the two examples I gave here, on the right-hand side up here, we're using surgeons, doctors, even our 2-year certificates, dental assisting. They're using virtual reality programs to be able to touch, feel, and some of them have sensors so you can smell, you can touch, when you squeeze a ball, the sensors in your hands will give you a texture. It'll give you a oral sense of something. So in this example here, we won't have to work on cadavers anymore. We can now do virtual reality to see the intricate details without cutting open a head, which I recommend. And then at the very bottom, excuse me, there's something in my eye. We also have the option of using our drone. So Orange Coast College also has a drone program that we just started last semester. So this guy down here has virtual reality classes on, and he's attached to a drone image. So our newest class is going to be a drone imagery class where we'll be able to teach students how to use drones in a profession. So this example could be aviation science. So if you want to fly planes, this is your simulation. Or if you want to take images to see the side of a mountain, this would be that course as well. So these are just some of the options of the many different certificate programs that Orange Coast College has, and I just talked about 2 or 3 of them. So if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to reach out to me, and Jennifer will leave that information. I'm trying to get back to the right page. There we go. And get off of my screen sharing.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, great.
Okay.
Thank you, Jordan. And now we're going to go ahead and turn it over to Carrie. Let's see. So I have your slides here if you wanted me to show those for you. Okay. Sorry, I had it ready, but for some reason, oh, there we go. All right, Carrie.
All right, well, thank you. It was really exciting to hear what colleagues are doing down the street. And the examples Jordan gave are just really scratching the surface of what's happening at the community colleges, regionally and statewide, and how that's also infusing into your classes in the high school. So that's really great. Just a couple of brief comments on Saddleback College. We are located in Mission Viejo across from the shops at Mission off Marguerite. Just kind of, here's a little picture of some of our campus. It's a beautiful location. We're known for high quality education. Our online programming as well as our face-to-face courses are all very rigorous, just as all the community colleges are. We focus on transfer to universities. In our career education area, we have 40 disciplines within career education with over 100 pathways to choose from. You can kind of see some numbers here about the size of our college. We're not quite as big as Orange Coast, but we're one of the middle-sized colleges, I would say. And Jennifer, if you wouldn't mind scrolling to the next slide, there's a lot of programs on here, but I wanted to give you a snapshot of the different areas we provide career education training, from automotive to building trades and construction, a lot of programming in education and child development. We have a robust engineering and design program, and fashion, interior, health science, hospitality, tourism, IT, all these really exciting fields that you can go into. And we have some really great innovative partnerships with business and industry as well. And earlier in our webinar, we were talking about how can you prepare yourself for these careers, and some things, what can you do now to help find that career path. And I want to share with the folks here on the webinar, I'm seeing that we've got a lot of 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and some 12th graders as well. Saddleback College has a robust articulation program from high school to college. So I thought I would take a moment to highlight some of those early college credit opportunities that you can take advantage of. So Jennifer, if you wouldn't mind, I'm going to take over the screen for just a moment.
Yeah, go ahead.
Take that back. What I'd like to share with the group here is access to what we call CTE transitions. So Saddleback College has over 100 agreements with Capo Unified School District for students taking CTE courses in high school, and you get credit for them on your college transcript. And so I want to give you this resource. It's saddleback.edu/CTE/transitions. I'll put it here in the chat in a moment. But you can actually go through and find CTE courses offered at your high school. So if you join me here on this selection, I'm going to look for academic year. We're currently in 18-19. And let's look for Capo Unified. And what do you think? Let's go for business.
It's a popular one.
Yeah, although nothing popped up, which is strange. I know we have plenty. I think something's happening with the filter here. Here we go. So if you look under for 18-19, College and Career Advantage, this is the ROP arm through Capo Unified. You can see that we have several business courses articulated with local high schools. And so this information might help you in choosing a course you can take while you're in high school. Typically, these courses are 1 year long. And at the completion, if you've earned an A or B in that course, we will automatically post credit for that on your college transcript. So you get this early college credit opportunity. And our college instructors and your high school teachers have worked very hard on aligning the curriculum to ensure that the coursework in those classes are preparing you for that next level. So talking to your AP guidance counselors, your career centers, even your CTE teachers at your high school, you can get more information about these articulation opportunities. But it's a really great way to get a jump start on your college units, and also kind of that exploration piece. So you're welcome to, I'm going to put this in the chat. There you go. Also earlier, we were talking about third-party credentials. So I have a website for the group that I'll make sure to post here, where you can do a search for industry credentials valued by employers and educators. So today, we've talked a lot about what is career technical education, how do you determine an area that you're interested in. You have a lot of options in high school for exploration and building that experience, and 9 robust community colleges that you can gain and access additional training. So this resource here is where you can also do research on industry credentials that prepare you for those high demand and high wage jobs. Put that in the chat here for everyone. And so going back to our articulation agreements, many of our career education programs align with industry credentials and also help you prepare for those exams. Just a couple of examples would be in our auto field. We have affiliations with organizations like NATEF and NC3 that prepare you for those credentials. We have programming in real estate that helps you sit for the state license. Like Orange Coast, we have cosmetology as well. So it's a pretty exciting opportunity to look at, through Career Cafe, what areas you're interested in, and then start drilling down to your areas of interest. So Jennifer, I'm going to give you back the screen.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And then, yeah, every time
so
it gets me out of the presentation, but that's okay. And so thank you all for highlighting some of your great information. I think, Carrie, you had one more slide.
Yeah, so every year, each community college has an employment outcome survey that's conducted from students who go through our CTE programs. Here's a quick snapshot of some of the results that Saddleback College students are having. After completing 9 units or a certificate, our students are indicating they're making $7 more an hour, which is an increase of $13,000 a year. Just to put that in perspective, the statewide average is $6 per year. I know Orange Coast also has really great results, so I'm sure they could make that available as well. But this is really important data to share with everyone on the webinar to know that career education really prepares you for those jobs that are going to pay the bills. I love Bob's reference earlier. That was great. And so just wanted to share that this data is available for students who are interested.
Awesome. Thank you.
I also wanted to say, I want to back you up on that articulation. My daughter took articulation credits. She took 11 units in accounting. And the other advantage of that was that she was able to register before all of her other classmates because she was in advanced standing. So it was not only the fact that she started 11 units ahead of her classmates, she also got into classes earlier. And that was a really big advantage. And I think it's a great program. My wife does that at Mount SAC, and colleges around the country are accepting those articulation credits. Well, they're not always accepted, but they can be accepted by other four-year universities.
Very true. And you don't pay tuition on those courses as a high school student. So you essentially are getting free college units, and through an updating of our board policies, you're also getting a grade letter on your college transcript through Saddleback. We've also made strides to ensure that residency is not required. So you can have a transcript here immediately after completing your high school course. So there's not a minimum amount of units that you would need to obtain before having that posted. So we've made strides in the last couple of years to remove as many barriers as we can to ensure our local community students, specifically in high school, are getting their credit for the high school articulated courses. So it's a really great program.
Great, thank you. So I will include this link. I think Carrie also put in the chat in a follow-up email. So again, we want to encourage you to continue exploring, seeing where your interests lie. So the next steps for you all joining us, middle school through high school students, is to, again, remember to take self-assessments so you can see where your talents are, where your strengths are, see what your skills are, and those results will connect you to career pathways that can help you explore that further. And then from there, you can do more planning to see what kind of education it will take for you to reach your college and career goals. And in addition to your own investigating and exploring, I do want to again reassure you that we have support for you all as part of Capistrano Unified School District. Futureology has free events. And one of our new events this year is our Eureka Career Exploration Workshops, which we have available for freshmen, sophomores, juniors, so that you can kind of get a jump start on looking for what it is that you like to do, how you can do that as a career, what type of majors or education programs you can pursue. We will definitely kind of help you with that process. And then Carrie mentioned earlier, thank you, that there is also something called CCA. So if you literally Google CUSD CCA, you'll be able to see the College and Career Advantage classes that are going to help you get a jump start on completing a certificate even before you finish high school. For more information on that, I encourage you to talk to your academic advisor or your future academic advisors for the schools that you're considering if you are a middle school student. So these are, again, resources for you all to start tapping into to continue this exploration piece. And I did want to kind of share that this month, not only is it Black History Month, but it's also Career and Technical Education Month, or CTE Month. And this is a national campaign to spread awareness on the accomplishments and all the great cool things happening in the CTE world. So for those of you that have Twitter, I would encourage you to kind of log on if you can and follow the Career and Technical Student Organization tweets. You can also look for the ACTE Career Tech to see the conversations happening and connect with experts. This started a little earlier today, but again, you can still get some great information from them and start following them. And then don't forget, we are also on social media. So if you want up-to-date college and career information, be sure to follow us on Instagram or Twitter as well. And at this time, I do want to go ahead and open it up to questions. I did provide the contact information of all my amazing speakers, but I will leave the time now to allow you all to ask some questions in the chat box. And if any of our guest presenters want to share any closing thoughts, that's also welcome. Oh, Conrad, thank you. I see your slide. Going back to the next step slide. Yes, I can do that. Here you go. This is kind of like action items or like homework for you all to kind of understand the process of how this works. And like I mentioned, again, you have the resources and support here with the district to kind of help you along this process. And it is an ongoing process. Don't feel like you need to figure everything out from one day to the next. Especially as a high schooler or a middle school student, you have to understand that it takes a little bit of time to get an idea of what it is you want to do. And again, we're here to help you all. Okay, and I'm going to click back on the chat, see. Okay, see if there's any other questions in the chat box. Okay, and I will go ahead and scroll over to our last slide here so that, again, if you feel that you would like to contact one of our speakers or all three of them, please feel free to take a picture of this slide or jot down their information. I will also send a follow-up email that will have great information, the stuff that we covered today, along with a video that I think would be a great addition to what we talked about today. It's 10 minutes long, so I unfortunately couldn't show it to you all during the webinar, but I do encourage you to watch it when you get a chance. And if there aren't any other questions, I will go ahead and end this webinar. But again, I do want to thank our guest speakers once again for joining us. It was awesome. Oh, we just had a question come in. Carrie, would you mind explaining how Counseling 100 works?
Sure. So Counseling 100 is a college course offered at each site within Capo Unified School District and Saddleback Valley Unified School District. It's typically offered in the spring semester. You could talk to your academic advisor to find out the scheduling. Saddleback College has a counselor at each site every week, so you can talk to your academic advisor and find out when the Saddleback representative is at your site location, and they can give you the scheduling for next year if you haven't already enrolled. The spring 19 class has already started. So you'd be looking at next spring. So for those of you that are seniors, congratulations. Unfortunately, you won't be eligible to take it next year. But for those of you prepping for your continued high school career, Counseling 100 is a really great opportunity to look at exploring your areas of interest. They do this by looking at your strengths, looking at your skills and abilities that you already have, skills and abilities that you'd like to grow and nurture, and they help you develop a plan about where you should be studying first. So it's a good opportunity to do some self-exploration, some career planning, and a little bit of educational planning as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely recommend it.
So Michael, I hope that answered your question. If not, or you'd like specific information, you're also welcome to email me, and you can see my email address is up on the slide.
All right, we are rock stars. It looks like we're ending this webinar on time. So at this time, I do want to say thanks again for joining us, and I hope you all have a great night. Thank you.
Thanks, Jennifer.
Bye, speakers. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.